Thank you very much for joining us. Our very first story this morning, and all is set for the commissioning of the Job 600 project meant to provide administrative accommodation for members of Parliament. The 252 office complex would officially be inaugurated by President John Dramani Mahama this morning before paving the way for occupation by the lawmakers. Now, this will signify the end of an era where the legislators have been using their car boots to transact business on behalf of the country. Now, ahead of the event, Joy News' parliamentary correspondent Elton John Robe takes us through a tour of the building.
We are now within the premises of Job 600, which is to serve as office complex for members of Parliament. I'm sure you are aware this building was started in 1965, was going to serve as conference grounds for an AU meeting by Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Now, after so many postponements, finally, members of Parliament will have access to their offices. And today, we are privileged to be within the premises. The deputy ranking member on the Works and Housing Committee, Justice Joe Appiah.
All members of Parliament should get good offices. As lawmakers, we have to get good offices to do good business for the country. Enacting laws means concentration. Get an office, well equipped, so that you can get communication. You can get access to quality information, so that you can be able to abreast with the facts to, enacting good laws for the country. As a member of Parliament, I'm very happy. The place is a very neat place, and really, it gives a lot of sense that MPs will no more do business in their car boots. So I share this office with my colleague Amakun Atta. He's also an MP for Tiwa. So we have this office for one for my secretary, the other one for his secretary, and this is the common office for visitors.
What is left is the staffing of the offices. I know that the MPs will have one secretary and one research assistant. So ministers and their deputies will have to share offices, while members of Parliament will have an office to themselves. The structural engineers have certified it, and then you have very competent international architects working on it with a very, again, renowned construction firm working on it. So as to the integrity of the building in terms of structure, I don't think that there is any doubt whatsoever that it's of sound integrity. We are hoping, in terms of the auditorium, in terms of the documentation center, yes, members of the press can access those and use. In fact, we are trying to ensure that the press corps has access to some of the facilities in the new building.
There's information in town that the top floor, which will house the leadership of Parliament, is quite luxury. I mean, there's talk of even a bedroom, a washroom, and all that. Is that really the case?
I don't know about bedroom. I don't know about bedroom, but I know it's a bigger office than they are occupying now. And the idea is that, if you take a walk through the leaders, any of the, whether it's Honorable Say Chairman's or Honorable Bagman's office at the moment, you would find that there are a lot of people there doing all sorts of things.
And I must say there's a lot of anticipation, particularly today, seeing that the facility is going to be commissioned by the President John Dramani Mahama. But ahead of that, I've been speaking to one member of Parliament. Well, we have been speaking to a number of MPs on this issue, but I've been speaking this morning to a particular member of Parliament in the person of Yao Frimpong Addo, who is a member of Parliament for Mansong Edubia in the Ashanti region. Well, he tells me that it's quite interesting, but this whole time, members of Parliament have not been as efficient and effective as we expect them to be, because they do not have offices to operate for.
You need to do a lot of reading, you need to do a lot of research. And over the years, since the inception of this Parliament, the Fourth Republican Parliament, MPs have not had offices. So we use our cars to be our offices, and it's not been the best at all. So the summary of my expectation is this: we are going to be very efficient from today, because if you have an office, you can go to Parliament very early in the morning do a whole lot of research before you move into the chamber.
So based on what you are saying, all the while parliamentarians have not been as effective and efficient as we want them to be.
No, seriously. I mean, you can't operate from your car. You can't operate from your car boot. You see, so we are almost always late because you don't have anywhere to hang around. So you delay in the house, move to Parliament by 10:30. Before you get to the chamber, you are late. You see, but this time that you have an office, you move in early in the morning, just like a normal work. You go in there, you do your research. You have a research assistant who is going to help you move around, get a few things printed out for you and that kind of thing. Then you are prepared. And seriously, that will be a big plus for the level of efficiency that we need to move this country forward.
Okay, so let me still stay on the inefficiencies of members of parliament this whole time, as you are saying. Could that account for the reasons why many have questioned some of the bills that have come to parliament, some bills that have been passed and all?
Yeah, you may be right to some extent, but I would not assign that particular reason as the main reason why some of these bills are passed.
So it could be a contributory factor.
Sure. No doubt about it. Because if you bring a voluminous document to me and I need to look through that document in my car, you understand? There's no way I can do any efficient job on that thing. So you go and you just maybe the executive summary, you finish reading it and you make inputs. Seriously speaking, as far as I'm concerned, you will not be that efficient.
So that's what members of parliament usually do. They just deal with the executive summaries of bills that
you don't even have time, because the voluminous nature of the work and the fact that you don't have an office to do some extra hours good reading would account for it. Because if you want to do a good job, you need to read through documents that are brought to you. Most of our documents remain in our car boots for months, and that is the plain truth. Because you go and discharge them, you go to your house and everywhere is occupied with documentations. You need to have an office where the most important bills are documented there. You go through it, and you can make meaningful inputs to the discussions.
I see.
I
see. So you speak of things getting better now that you're moving into this facility.
Sure.
And we are told that not every member of parliament who will get access to this facility will have an office here. How much of a problem for you is that going to be?
No, apart from those in the executive, everybody has an office. It's only those in the executive. It's presumed that they move from their offices in the ministries. So they would not have any excuse.
But they have offices that, well, for instance, if I'm a minister of, say, energy, and right. I get to my office, documents I have there is relating to energy.
To that ministry. That's
exactly.
Right. That's right.
So how do I still go about my normal duties as a member of parliament?
Yeah, you have a point there. This arrangement came, in fact, initially I also had the same challenge as you have, because they are there for that particular ministry, but it's almost impossible for you to say that you divorce your executive duties from the parliamentary duties. You can combine, and that is the wisdom behind they not being given offices there. It is not deliberate, actually. Our number, we are 275, and the rooms in the job 600. I think it's about 250 or so. There's a deficit. That does not mean that they don't have a place in that building. There's a place for them, but you cannot call the minister, hey, this is your office. So they've catered for the rest of us and those who are ministers. There's a breaking room there that you can have a place to sit when you are in Parliament, and Parliament is not in session yet. You have a room.
So at least you say these other ministers can actually use some of these facilities.
Oh, sure. We have libraries, and there are several facilities there that they can use.
But one would say that the facility having 250 rooms or offices, while we have 275 members of parliament.
Right,
I mean, that raises a lot of questions. That brings a lot of things into perspective. Could it be the case that we probably need to cut down the numbers we have in parliament?
No, that question doesn't come in at all. Maybe in the future.
Can 250 people do the job you're doing now?
If you ask me, I would say that maybe 50 people can do the work.
50 people can do the work.
Yeah, but looking at, you see, the member of parliament is not fixed in that structure called Parliament House. You have a constituency, and for you to be very effective, you don't need to have a very large constituency. You can never be effective over there. That is how come some constituencies are divided the moment the population gets to a certain limit, and then you look at the land size that the person cannot cover this inefficiently. That's how come the constitution is amended, and then the electoral commission has that constitutional mandate to bring in new constituencies depending on the volumes of population and the land size.
Okay.
You know. So that with that at the background, we cannot say that you have 50 people spread across the length and breadth of this country as members of parliament,
but
to make laws.
So
that one.
Is it possible to have another system where some other people, for some reason, do the groundwork, and then we have just 50 people, like you're saying, you are in the House, and you're saying 50 people can do the work, 275 people are being paid to do. Would you propose a system like that?
No, I would not, because it can never be efficient. But it can never be efficient.
That's 225 more people we are having to feed. That's a lot of money. All these people are taking ex gratia and co.
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
No, but I'm just saying, that's reality.
You see, democracy is very expensive.
So we need to pay the price.
Parliamentary democracy is very expensive. If you compare it to dictatorship, this one is preferable, and it is the system every country is adopting now. But that does not mean that we cannot make adjustments here and there.
Sure.
I'm a first-time member of parliament, and I realized that when my constituency was just one constituency, the member of parliament was having it so difficult because over 150 communities spread across some vast land and sharing boundaries with Western region, Central region, and Bronx. It was too massive for only one person. So when they divided it, I realized that it's
made the job easier.
Yeah, you can move around.
Okay.
You can.
So you become a lot more effective.
Yeah, the visibility of the MP is okay now because you interact more with your people, and that is where, by interacting with them, that is where you get to know the challenges in these communities. Then you bring it to the House of Parliament. That's how it should work.
Okay.
So the number for the public may be too high now, and as I said, if you were to talk about smaller number doing the kind of work we do, you can have even 20 people can do this work, just like the ministers. You can have maybe 10, 15 people doing all the work. Okay. But would that be the what do you call it? The efficiency that we want? Are we going to get the efficiency that we want? So I think it's a price all of us will have to pay. The only thing is that we need to work diligently. We need to do hard work to support the executive, so we can expand the economy. And once the economy is expanded, you'll be surprised that the people may even say that this number is too small. Yeah, that's right. If the economy is expanded and we are generating more revenue by doing the correct thing, I mean, scrutinizing, especially loans that come.
And that was Member of Parliament for Manson Edubia in the Ashanti region, Yao Frimpong Ado. I had an interview with him earlier there. But let's now touch base with what is going on in Parliament. Let's go to Parliament and speak to our correspondent, Elton Brobe, who joins us live now over the telephone. Elton, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
So there's been a lot of frenzy about this commissioning. What's the situation now? Has the president already arrived? What's going on in Parliament?
No, we are in the Chamber of Parliament. Okay. Sitting is actually commenced, and my information is that the House will have to adjourn before all members of Parliament, together with the Speaker of Parliament, will move to the foyer of the Job 600 office complex, and then President Mahama will arrive for the official program to start. So what is happening now is that Parliament, they are continuing with their usual business on the floor. The majority leader is presenting the business statement for next week, and next week Friday, he's announced to Parliament that next week Friday, 13th November 2015, the Finance Minister will present the budget statement and the economic policy of the government for the year ending 31st December 2015 to members of Parliament, and then members will have a post-budget workshop the next day and then Sunday. So once he's done with the presentation of the business statement, the members will be given the opportunity to respond to what is contained in the business statement. And then my information is that the House may stand adjourned. The Speaker will lead members of Parliament to the foyer of the Job 600 office complex. And then President Mahama will arrive. For now, the whole place is in the state of readiness, awaiting the arrival of the President, and then the program will start. But that will be after the adjournment of Parliament today.
Okay, so as you speak, it's business as usual in Parliament. Nothing is
It is business as usual in Parliament, but the business will not travel beyond 10:30. My information is that once the presentation of the business statement and the subsequent comments are done, the Speaker will bring proceedings to an end, and then he will lead members of Parliament to the foyer. Everything has been done awaiting the arrival of the President. The usual car park has been cleared of all vehicles. You would find a lot of security personnel, military, police, and then they've constructed a temporary canopy at the foyer of the Job 600. Chairs have been lined up. I can see a lot of foreign dignitaries, even from the monitor in the Chamber of Parliament, some members of the diplomatic corps, and then the general public. Everybody is seated. Once the Speaker is done and they move out of the chamber to the foyer, I'm sure that communication will go to the President for him to start his journey to the Parliament of Ghana for the official commissioning to be done.
Many thanks to you, Elton Brobe. We will come back to you as and when the commissioning itself commences. And that was Parliamentary correspondent Elton Brobe, who joined us live from Parliament, saying that it's business as usual, but things are likely to take another turn after 10:30. That is when the President is expected to arrive there for that particular commissioning. We're taking a break here on News Desk. When we come back, we'll bring you a lot more stories. Don't go away.